Bladesmiths, welcome to the Forge. It's one thing to be able to make a signature blade in your signature style and design that blade. It's a fantastic skill. An entirely different skill set is making a blade of somebody else's design. So today, there will be no signature blades. You'll be making this. Adopted by the United States Marine Corps in 1942, the K-Bar fighting knife has seen action during Korea, Vietnam, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and Iraqi freedom conflicts. Your 3-hour starts now.
So far, I'm getting clean welds, everything's sticking.
Well, Alex, he took a single stack, 4 of them, flattened them down basically into buttons, and that should give him enough steel to make his blade, I think.
So my wife smells everything she sees, anything she picks up in a store, she smells it for some reason, and I guess that carried over for me. I put my metal in the fire, and then I immediately smelled my flux.
Alex is smelling his flux to make sure it's good.
Oh, wait, is this happening?
Oh, yeah.
Stop doing that!
You got stock in flux?
No, I make my own, so I don't worry about it. I was just too curious about what it smelled like. It didn't smell like anything.
I have never made a K-bar before. It's a more modern style that I don't usually do. There's a lot of lines that have to line up perfectly, and if any angle is slightly off, everybody's gonna see it.
Even though this is a shorter blade than we do a lot of times, it isn't a signature style blade. It's a blade shape that we want them to make.
And just like the military, paying attention to the details.
I am taking my time because I want to get everything right.
This is definitely out of my wheelhouse. I've never tried to do a weld like this before.
Nick is back over the press. He's got his short stack of steel there, round stack of steel.
It looks like it's sticking together.
Yeah, his burger is welding up.
It went from a Big Mac to a double cheeseburger.
I am definitely concerned that I'm going a little bit slow, but I'm just hoping to catch up in the next steps.
Bladesmiths, you have just 2 hours to finish your K-bars.
After drawing it out a few times, I decided it's forge welded enough to where I think it's stable. My perimeter welds on almost all my cubes going up the sides split. Instantly, the sweat comes on, all the pressure in the world's there. Luckily, I can think on my feet, and I start forging around my D-lamps.
You'd probably be better off to start drawing that out and grind the edge off.
Yeah.
I persevered through bladesmithing out of sheer bullheadedness. You tell me I can't walk through that door, I'll walk through that door.
Hope the heat's not getting to Dwight. Haven't seen him pull anything out of that forge in a few minutes.
I'm worried about him.
Not feeling good. I'm just very hot. I'm gonna keep driving and pushing myself. I want to finish this knife.
One of the things that you cannot experience by watching this show is the heat. You have to be as physically prepared as you are mentally, because it will drain a smith to the point of breaking.
I'm starting to get shaking in my hands and my arms, and I don't want to quit. I'm not a quitter.
This is a serious medical concern right now.
I want to finish this knife, unless I'm forced to stop. I'm not giving up.
I gotta pull you, sir. I gotta pull.
One of our bladesmiths has been pulled from competition for medical reasons.
It's not worth the physical risk.
No.
I knew she was right, but I didn't want to believe it. I am very upset. Tried my best, I just couldn't handle it.
Hey, Alex, you got a magnet there? You're the man, brother. Thank you.
Brian and Alex kind of working together a little bit.
Woo!
Brian needed a magnet. Alex handed it to him.
Too much of a bromance going on.
Woo!
Like that.
So I've left myself with enough time to thermal cycle the blade twice before putting it in for its final ramp for its quench.
All right, so we got 2 blades quenched.
I'll take it.
There's not a whole lot of time left, so I got my work cut out for me.
All right, Nick, you got 13 minutes to quench a blade here.
I'm a little bit nervous about the quench because I don't have a whole lot of time to reheat if I have to. What the hell?
And
There
Nick
we
just
go.
quenched.
Seems pretty hard.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, shut down your machines, drop your tools. The first round of competition is over. All right, Bladesmiths, in this first round of competition, we threw out the old signature blade parameter. We wanted K-bar fighting knives. We also gave you plenty of W1 steel cubes to forge weld together to make that happen. Now it's time to see how you did.
Although Dwight did not complete a blade, one of you still could be going home if you failed to meet parameters.
Nick, you're up first. Please present your work to the judges.
The first thing I see is the profile. Kind of has that football shape. You had a steel football out there for a while. You managed to push that down, which is great. There are seams here. Hopefully you'll be able to grind them out. None of them look like cracks. I'd love to see you get these lines parallel to one another and then really develop that clip, really develop the point on that blade to get this to be a K-bar.
Now, your blade. At least we can see a formation of what could be a K-bar. There's some issues here that you have to fix. We know you've got the skill to do that.
Brian, you're up. Please present your work to the judges.
All right, Brian, I really like the technique you used for forging these together. It was a risky technique, but you actually pulled it together nicely. Aside from the fact that your tang is so low, it's not centered.
I have a few ideas.
Make sure they're ideas that are gonna work. Right here, you've got a major issue. I mean, this is the weak point of the whole knife right here. And you've got a very wide open seam right here and another one right here. So I'd be concerned if I went and smacked this blade on the table right now, I'd snap it right now.
All right, Brian, right off the bat, that looks like the shape we asked for. Good job in getting the profile of a K-bar knife. Moving forward, though, I'd like to see this not just look like a K-bar, but perform very much like a K-bar should.
All right, Alex, you're up. Please present your work to the judges.
All right, Alex, you got a nice profile here. You got a lot of blade. Your blade is kind of going like a snake in the water. Not too bad. You got enough to clean it up. I'd like to see this evened up a little bit more. This almost looks more like a buoy fighter than a K-bar.
Okay, I like the shape, but again, it's that buoy shape as opposed to a K-bar shape. The biggest issues that I see are 1, 2 is right about here, and 3. There are 3 cracks. They're there, and they're deep. We really have to deal with those.
After examining your weapons with the parameters in mind, the judges have decided you are all moving on to the next round.